welcome back to the channel. My name is Brantley and I am your loyal journalist. Today we are going to be talking about the beginning of your writing journey. Where to start? The beginning of your writing journey. Where to start? So, where to start? Yeah, that's a good question, because where do you start? So you have this idea in your head for some reason, and you want to write it down. Write it down. At least that's what my buddy from the Marine Corps would say. He is the kind of guy who would be like, oh, just go out and do it. You do it or you don't do it. No, it's a little bit more complicated for that for a majority of reasons. Let's say you want to write a story. You have been inspired to write a story, but you have no idea where you want to start. My best suggestion, and it's where I get most of my inspiration from, I go back to what I love. What got me into wanting to write in the first place? Books. Books. Or movies, TV shows, like even music. I have actually been inspired by several pieces of music, whether it be modern or classic. I've been inspired by a lot of stuff. I've been inspired by just people day to day. You can be inspired by so many things, but what inspired you? For me, it was wanting to tell a story that I enjoyed. To recreate Star Wars in my own words. Wanting to recreate a fantasy adventure or series that I wanted to read and that I knew that other people would like to read in the future. And so, you know what drew you in, or you have an idea of what drew you in. Maybe it was a combination of movies, maybe it was books, maybe you read some of Brandon Sanderson's amazing books, and it just drew you in. Lean on that. If you don't have an idea of what you want to write, then take inspiration from those who have. What kind of story do you like? Do you like the action-packed adventure? Do you like the thriller, say, Batman, trying to figure out where these villains are in the heart of Gotham City? Maybe you like a little slower, more fluffy romance. Maybe it's a high school romance and you just want to write about the drama that happens because we love drama. So now you have the idea of what you want to do. How do you start? Well, the funny thing is, I'm not sure if most of you know, but the act of going out and searching up ways to write, you've already started. It baffles me sometimes when people say, oh, I don't know how to start. I've always wanted to. It's like, you've already started. You just need to take that next step. You've already taken the act of researching it. If I'm going to go do a job, or say I'm trying to get into the job force. I'm trying to get out there and actually do a job. What do? I go and learn that job first. I don't go out and just start doing the job. Some do. A majority of jobs, you don't just go and just start doing pro-level work when you're just starting out. It's a lot more than that. You have already started by taking this initial step of watching this video, I guess. The fact that you're wanting to learn more about it proves that you already are on the right track. The act of doing requires the attempt of doing it. People often get this quote. They misinterpret this quote a lot. And it perturbs me a little bit when I hear people say it and not really truly understand what it means. And it is a famous quote that most everyone knows. Do or do not, there is no try. People take that and they try and say, oh, I either have to do it or I don't. I can't, there's no in between. Yes, in certain circumstances, yes, that is applicable. But if you don't even attempt to do something, you're not going to do anything. Thomas Edison, it took him 99 times of failing. He didn't do it. That's the funny part. People don't seem to realize he didn't create the light bulb 99 times. He failed 99 times. He didn't do it. He failed at it. And it took that 100th time of failing, of trying to do it, that he finally succeeded. And now we have light, or the light bulb. I guess he didn't invent light. So you are going to attempt. You don't have to actually do. The first step is trying. I wrote an entire book, before I even got to the book that I actually published. So I tried it first. I tried to write a book. It didn't work. I tried it though. I didn't do it, because if I did it, it would have been published. It wasn't published. I tried it though. But it led me to discover the areas in which I had failed at and needed to improve in. So what's next? That is the question. The second step. The first step is the hardest. At least that's what we like to tell ourselves. The second step is easier, but there's a catch. World building disease. It is a famous disease known between many authors who get into, oh, I have this story, I have this idea, I have this world, I'm going to start writing about this world, but I need to know all the information about this world in order to write this story. And the funny thing is, that's anything but far from the truth. Because if you think about it, Tolkien never actually wrote every single little detail about Lord of the Rings, but he got close. That's the caveat, he got close. So how do you prevent yourself from doing that? Don't focus on world building. Focus on the story. How I like to write is I like to write about the character, and as this character is interacting with the world, then he experiences it in the way that we do. Whatever he senses, whatever he sees, whatever he smells, whatever he touches, we can interpret that into the book. Writing is an entirely different level of capturing a moment than a camera or a painting, a picture. It's entirely different. You can put so much into a book that you could never capture on a phone. No, you wouldn't be able to physically see it. No, you wouldn't actually be able to physically touch, smell, but you get the sensation of it through the descriptive writing of the story. And to get to that point, you have to start. So, now the work begins.